Tuesday. Is that right? Yeah, it's Tuesday. I had to make sure. I always forget I'll say the name of the day and then I'll be like, is it really that day? And I gotta look back and see. We in week 7. Let's get to it. Lunch and news with DotSale. Oh, wow, it's gonna be a good one today. We're hyper-focused right now. I got a lot of energy today for some reason. I was supposed to play volleyball, and now I'm not gonna be able to play tonight. So usually I get hyped up when I got a sporting event, and I've had to take basketball off for a while, so it's like, you know, I got a lot of built-up energy right now. And the basketball season's coming up, so I got college games, I got high school games I got to get to, so it's going to be really busy for me. Also, I got to be with y'all every day. Make sure y'all taken care of. Make sure y'all are fed. It's Lunch and News with DotSale. We've had a couple dinners, too, over the last couple of nights. We had a couple of dinners. And it's just like, you know, by any means, I got to make sure that y'all are taken care of. So let's start out with our Halloween-themed meal that we're going to have before we get into all this craziness that's going on with the Snap EBT link, however you want to describe it. We're definitely going to talk about that. That's what the thumbnail's all about. That's what the title's all about. But before that, I mean, I guess this is all circling and revolving around food. So why not have a meal beforehand and make it fun to the point where everything we're doing is Halloween themed leading up to Halloween. So let's get into it right now. We're going to go back over to the Food Network. If you weren't here yesterday, then you missed out. You missed out on a good meal yesterday. All right. But let me slide this over a little bit. Let's put that like right there. All right. We are going to have super simple graveyard enchiladas. Look at that. Is that spooky or what? That looks really, really fun. We got the jalapeno right there. We got the enchiladas. We got the lettuce. That could be like grass. I think we're kind of going for like a muddy look to maybe make it look like a whole graveyard situation. So should be really fun. Let's check out the Food Network. At this time, they have 3.8 million subscribers. They're doing very well at the Food Network. Yeah, let's look at it.
I think the kids are gonna love my super simple graveyard enchiladas. Oh yeah, it's meaty, it's cheesy, and it's easy. I'm gonna show you what to do. Katie, if you could please, I like to always top up some lettuce or really just get the shredded in a bag from the produce section. For my enchiladas,
so shred it up.
Just like they do it in San Antonio, Texas, you gotta cover it up with lettuce so you pretend like you're doing something healthy.
Yeah. I like
you know what I'm saying? Same
Shit.
here. So that's just iceberg she's gonna shred up. And then the jalapenos I like to put in the recess and the free space in the dish. So just slice those in half.
Are y'all spinach or lettuce? I like spinach over lettuce. If I got the choice, I'm always going spinach first.
Lengthwise.
Okay, sounds easy.
Over here on my pan, I've started the flavor, which is super simple. It's just onions, salt, pepper, cumin, and then I've added in some jalapenos. Super simple, so just some cumin, but if you happen to find one of those Southwestern, seasoning,
Nothing wrong with that.
I just want to give you the most simple way to create this. So if you
Very
want to add
fun,
some
very
flavors to it,
Halloween
You think you're
themed.
paying the skeleton, Dolly?
Yeah, I think
he's...
All right, let's skip up ahead a little bit.
Make desserts.
You love that.
What else?
Again, you can always do this plant-based vegan. You can always go with plant-based protein or however you want to describe it. We got plant-based cheese. We got plant-based chicken. We got plant-based beef. If you want to go that route, we always have both options for everybody. So feel free to eat this however you'd like to, all right?
What else could a girl ask for in this world?
All right, so I've got some corn tortillas that are warmed. You can microwave
Gotta warm
them
them
really
up.
quick. Toss them in a warm oven. A lot of times people also will just dip them in some hot oil. But this is a real
I like the hot oil.
enchiladas.
Oh, I like that trick.
And then right in the center, I like to place the jalapenos. I just love a roasted or fried jalapeno with a Mexican dish.
I'm rocking with the jalapenos.
Slice into it.
Cordiado.
I want to see this
because
sauce.
It's Halloween and we want to keep all of the ghouls away. A little bit of garlic.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Put that in the center. I love a nice tender piece of garlic.
Gotta have garlic. Keep
And
the
then I'm gonna bring it
vampires
over
away.
here. Now, there are many things you can do.
need the
can do,
garlic
a
to
red
keep the
sauce.
vampires away.
You can do verde, like a green sauce, but I love a mole that I did not work for. How many ingredients are in mole sauce?
A lot.
20.
It could be anywhere from 10 to 15 to 30 ingredients. So
We still haven't added the graveyard reveal yet. This is going to be a graveyard, right?
it's going to be a graveyard, yes. So
Is
we're
it?
not done yet. Look at that.
Oh,
Yum,
wow.
yum.
I mean, the jalapenos kind of look like they're in the graveyard.
They do a little bit, right? So to make this the
cute.
super simple graveyard enchiladas, we just simply took some flour tortillas. If you're artistic,
That
you
is
can kind
smart.
of freestyle with a paring knife.
That is fun right there. That is fun. Who's got the skill to do that? I feel like my tortilla would break in half every time I tried to carve in, you know, a face or a word. It just cracked right in half. So very, very clever. I guess you could do it before you cook it though, right? Wouldn't that make more sense?
Knife if you like. You can also just print something out online and trace around it with the...
Pizza.
Oh, God. You too.
Oh, hold on. Let me get that back. Let me get that back. I didn't want him. I wanted this. I wanted to see it with the, I don't know where to go. Let's get a good shot of that.
Important, right? You can only like sustain, you know, these kids, you know, just chop.
Already.
Yeah, we want it right there. What do y'all think about it? We are going Halloween theme, so you know, the lunch, the dinner, whatever we have is always gonna be Halloween theme. I think that looks really, really good. It looks really, really fun. I think it's fitting in. We're gonna continue to do Halloween themed things as we move on. Go ahead and help yourself to as many enchiladas as you want. Go ahead and eat as many jalapenos as you want as well. And you can even eat the ghost tortilla because that is a tortilla right there. It looks like it's like wood, but it's actually a tortilla. So all of that on a plate is edible. And shout out to the Food Network. I thought this was really awesome. I had a lot of fun checking that one out. And I want y'all to eat very, very well. I think this is an awesome meal for y'all, all right? Awesome meal. Help yourself. Have as much as you want. And let's get into the show. All right. We got a lot to talk about. I want to actually start by acknowledging a couple of other stories before we get into the whole EBT situation. There's a couple things that happened. One was more recent, and it was very unexpected. So I don't have a lot of details on this, but it is confirmed that this chess player here, and we'll look at him here, Charlotte chess grandmaster Daniel, I can't pronounce his last name and I don't want to mess it up. I know y'all are very smart, so y'all can probably pronounce that. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try. But he lost his life at the tender age of 29, and he was a phenom within the chess world. He gained a lot of virality from winning games while wearing a blindfold. I just want to look at this video of him doing so real quick. I thought this was really cool. Anybody that plays chess, I play chess. I'm not at a level of his at all, but I can stand up to an average chess player. I've beaten some old men in the park before. Back in Seattle, where I grew up, we used to have, it was called Crossroads. Anybody that's been to Bellevue, Washington, they'll understand that there's a spot in the mall. I don't know if it's still there. When I was a kid, though, they had in the mall a big, huge chessboard where the pieces were so big you had to pick them up with like your two hands. Like the pawn was like up to your waist and the king was like up to your chest. As a kid, it probably looked bigger to me. But we would go in there and we would play chess on this big board where you have to literally walk the pieces across. And it was super fun. So I grew up as a chess player and I still enjoy playing now. And, you know, seeing this definitely brought back memories, but he has lost his life at the age of 29. There's no clear idea of why he died at this point. I'm sure more details will come out, but let's watch this video and see how incredible he was at chess. This is crazy. Look at this.
Queen c7, c7, queen c7. Rook e1, rook a d8, queen c2, queen b8, knight d5, knight d4, queen d3, e6, knight takes, bishop takes, queen c3, queen e5, bishop
Incredible.
E3, bishop b7, b7, bishop takes d4, rook takes, queen b3, rook f8, queen takes b7, bishop d6, g3, rook d2, bishop g2, queen d4, queen b3, queen takes f2 check. I'm so stressed. What's my time? You got 6 seconds. You got 6 seconds. What would I know? Sorry. Damn, you still have 30 seconds. I know, I'm so stressed. Oh man, I'm so sorry. I'm so stressed. I feel like if I make
And yeah, man. So this news just broke, and you can see him here. You see he was able to win the game with a blindfold on just by using words and understanding the chessboard at the level that he was at. Completely incredible. This was only he was just doing this less than 14 weeks. What is that? 4, 8, 12. Only 3.5 months ago. He ain't even reached his peak yet. Like the kid is only, he's 29 years old. So he hasn't even, prefrontal cortex hasn't even developed. He could have been one of the best chess players in the entire world, already being a grandmaster. And it's just sad to see him go so early with so much potential within the chess world. And he was also a coach, renowned teacher of the game. So he was bringing kids into the game that we all have come to love. Many of us at least. And quote here is, "Let us remember Daniel for his passion and his love for the game of chess and for the joy and inspiration he brought to us every single day." So, yeah, Lola, absolutely sad. Definitely, upset to hear that this guy was taken out. I think I'll probably try to play a game of chess at some point, just cause I don't know. Sometimes you don't really know what to do in these situations, but I definitely wanted to bring this up because I thought that it was one of those things where it's like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. I thought it was one of those things where it's just like, we see these things happen, and it's like, it's always the good people that end up getting the bad end of things. And, just seeing where he was at literally just 3.5 months ago, and now he's not here anymore, is crazy. So at least he left somewhat of a legacy. And it looks like, let me just get this last part. He learned to play chess from his father at the age of 6 and went on to win the gold medal in 2007 under 12 youth World Youth Chess Championship in Turkey. So he was traveling the world. He was the 151st ranked player in the world and the number 17 player in the United States. So, the sky was the limit for him. Played bullet chess, fastest form of chess. His brain has to work at an incredible rate. And, now he's not here anymore. So shout out to him, and shout out to all the chess players that are affected by his loss. Yeah. And I did want to talk about Glock. We all know that people are out here acting reckless with Glocks. Glock said that they're going to discontinue the majority of their models at this point, and I think it has a lot to do with fools putting switches on their guns. So Glock said, you know what? We're going to discontinue all guns except for the 43, the 43X, and the 48X. And I'm not sure why they're keeping those models the same, but basically they're saying we're not going to allow these people to be able to modify our weapons anymore. So we're going to put in stops and preventative measures to fix that. And the company hasn't confirmed the changes, but the rumors are looking like they're pretty much true. And they're saying this could significantly impact customers, dealers, and law enforcement. Law enforcement, they use Glocks. I won't get in. Well, I'll just say I think that Glocks are the best pistol on the market. I also like the SR9, but not as much as the Glock. I think that they're just really well made gun firearms. And for me, I think that to see them go into a new generation is also a good thing. But the reason they have to do it, I think, sucks, because people are beginning to alter their firearms, and they're some of the most simple weapons that you can get. They're very easy to take apart, clean, and use, and they can fire in all kinds of strenuous conditions, and they hardly jam. They don't have safeties on them, and they're used by law enforcement throughout the entire world. Specifically in the United States, the majority of officers will have a Glock 19, I believe, or they use the 17. I'm pretty sure the cops use it's either 17 or 19. I think it's the 19, the bigger one. And yeah, so, Glock is getting ready to release a brand new wave of models, and we'll see how that goes for the Glock company. And yeah, it might be a refresh. You might want to look into that and see if you're ready to upgrade your Glock at some point. But just this one paragraph we can close out on. The timing of these rumors aligns closely with the growing legal and legislative pressure on Glock. California Governor Gavin Newsom, let's say that, he'll be actually finishing up his term at the end of 2026. He can't be governor anymore after that, after his couple of terms. Signed the Assembly Bill 1127, which bans the sale of Glock models that can easily be modified using Glock switches. And that starts in the middle of the year next year. So, yeah. And then lawsuits in Chicago and Seattle have accused Glock of posing a public safety risk. So, blame the firearms, not the people is kind of the whole situation. Like, I don't really agree with that. I think that if you're a bad person, you're going to figure out a way to do bad things. And that's just that. But some people disagree with that. And they want to have Glocks banned at this point. So Glock has to go ahead and make some different moves so they can continue to sell their firearms in the United States, probably where they sell the majority of their firearms, because the rest of the country does not see lawlessness and as much gun violence as the US of A. So Glock has to change when legislators and governors and mayors in different places in the United States start to make big changes. So they got to get this fixed by July 1st, and that's what they're doing. All right. I think we're going to jump right into the main topic now. I didn't want to talk about that chess player. I did want to talk about Glock and kind of have a better idea what was going on with that. But we're seeing a lot of crazy situations happening right now with the government shutdown, with people being furloughed. If you try to, we got Thanksgiving coming up. So a lot of people are going to begin to start to travel. Halloween's coming up. One of my favorite, I call it a holiday. I think that it should be a holiday. I think we should be able to start going trick-or-treating earlier. Like, no school. Let us start going trick-or-treating at like 12. I want to get like 50 pillowcases of candy. Not me. I take that back. Not me. I want to take the kids to go trick-or-treating. Yeah, I'm not going myself. No, I'm playing. No, we definitely, I'm taking the kids trick-or-treating this year, though. I take them every year. I just follow around in the car. I'll put on like Halloween music. So I'll go on like Sirius XM, or I'll, get a YouTube playlist. It's all Halloween music, and we just drive around. We got the Halloween music blasting, and, I'll take them to different neighborhoods, and they'll hop out the car, and I'll just trail them, and I'll be watching like all of the decorations. And when it's a really cool house, I do get out, and, some people have like Halloween haunted houses and stuff like that. So I'll go ahead and look at that and engage with the people. And tomorrow, because we don't have time today, tomorrow we are going to do this. I got all the movies queued up. Tomorrow we're going to check out, no, not movies. We already did movies. We're going to do TV series. So this is for tomorrow. So be ready for that. All right. We got to skip it today, but we're going to get to it tomorrow. All right. I want to start this off by, how do we want to do this? Do we want to go what race receives the most SNAP benefits in the country? Because it's always like weird when it comes to race and how people do things. Like, they'll say white people do certain things and they're more likely. They'll say black people do certain things. We always like to look at it from both sides. So I'm going to show both sides of the aisle on this one. And I'll show people that are in support and people that are against it. I think we'll go lastly with the people that are crashing out and beginning to start to threaten people based off of their food stamps possibly being taken away. And I think we'll do that last, but let's actually go to this woman first, because she explains what's going on so we can all just kind of have a better understanding.
SNAP benefits.
She works at a government office, so she's going to be able to give us the best information right now of what's going on with the SNAP benefits. So we'll just hear it directly from her. And then we'll look at some statistics, and then we'll begin to hear from the people on the ground floor. All right, let's check it out.
Will not be issued for the month of November. If you're new here, my name is Crystal. I'm a social worker and a caseworker. I have been working in the social service field for over 10 years. I also worked at the SNAP Welfare Food Stamp Office for over 6 years.
Okay.
I have processed hundreds of SNAP cases, and in this video, I will explain to you what's happening with November's SNAP benefits. Due to the government shutdown, many states are now sending out notifications stating that they do not have the funds to issue SNAP benefits for the month of November. The federal government has already informed all states that it will not fund November's benefits. Okay. And since the funding for SNAP comes from the federal government, the states literally have no money to pay out. Some states are outright saying that they will not issue November's benefits, and some states have not confirmed it yet. I'll just tell you, if you receive SNAP benefits, please be careful on how you spend October's benefits because there will be no more SNAP issued until this shutdown ends. I have some resources to help you find food pantries if you need it, linked in my bio. All you have to do is click the link, put in your zip code, and it will show you a list of food pantries near you. If you have any questions about this, feel free to let me know, and I hope this helped.
So her channel name, actually, we'll just go to it real quick in case anybody does want to get these resources or try to figure out what's going on with her. I thought she spoke really well, and, you know, I got no problem with anything that she's talking about. She gave us some information that not all of us are privy to. And it is looking like, you know, based off of what she's saying, that the SNAP benefits will end in November if the government shutdown is not rectified by then. And at this point, it looks like there's no hope for it to be so. So that is her channel name right there. Y'all see it. You can go ahead and check her out if you'd like to, get a little more information on what's going on with some resources that she's able to offer as a social worker, as somebody that worked in welfare and SNAP at different points in her life. Okay, so, well, yeah, let's check this out real quick. Let's just look at a couple of statistics because a lot of people talk about who gets SNAP benefits and who benefits from it. I'm just gonna say it like this, that all Americans benefit from SNAP and EBT and welfare assistance and Medicaid and housing and Section 8 and all these vouchers. And and you'll see it because some of the material that I used was from people that really seem to dislike black people, which is fine. I mean, I don't know if it's fine, but I don't care is what I'm saying. But we'll just look at it here and we'll see that, you know, white, non-Hispanic, 35% of them receive SNAP benefits. And a lot of people might say, well, you got to look at it per capita. Okay, I'm going to include that in. Black people in the United States, FBA, foundational Black Americans, right? They represent about 13% of the overall country as far as statistics, right? And then white Americans are going to be the overwhelming majority, although they're starting to lose some of their ground as other races begin to pour into the country and procreate at a level faster than white people. So eventually white people will not be the majority. It'll be a hodgepodge of a whole bunch of other types of races. But black people will stay closer to the bottom where, you know, Hispanic and Latinos are making a very, very big wave as far as their population in the country. Now, the overall numbers are white people receive the most SNAP benefits. Per capita, I believe it is Black and African American people, and then Hispanics and Asians and a lot of other races begin to come in. 17% unknown down here at the bottom. So I'm not looking at this from a standpoint of black or white, but it does seem like for some reason the black people can't help themselves putting themselves online to be a lot more aggressive than the other people, where other people are usually just as aggressive, but they're better at hiding it. It's called passive aggressiveness, right? They'll do it in a different way where, you know, black people can't really begin to hold themselves to a standard that's going to be a little bit better for them as far as the public look of things. But regardless of how you want to look at it, I want to start here and start with this video. I got this one queued up for a reason, so let's just see what I got.
We'll say it if no one else wants to. This EBT situation and y'all having meltdowns over your benefits getting lost is exactly what is...
Oh, yeah, I remember this one. Okay, so this woman is basically somewhat of a drug addict or a recovering addict, and now she's talking about the reason why she's having... people are having a meltdown over this, and she actually explains it pretty well, so I want to let her speak. We'll let her get her whole video out, then we'll discuss.
wrong with this country. I've been saying this forever. We lack comprehension in this country. I don't know when comprehension became a thing of the past. I don't know when reading skills became a thing of the past, but for the love of the Lord, I would suggest that you don't even have to get off this app. You can go to ABC News's TikTok account, and honey, they have a video of a woman explaining all of it in layman's terms. No politician talk, no saying a bunch of shit and means absolutely nothing like Kamala used to do. She's actually meaning what she says and says what she means, and there's no hidden words in any of it. I even comprehended it, okay? But the people that are coming on here losing their mind about losing their EBT stuff, especially that one girl, Mama C, who lost like 3.3K and lost all her benefits, you want to know why she did that? Because she's on rugs, okay? And if no one else wants to say it, I will. As an addict in recovery, I can spot it from a mile away. She lost her food stamps because she was buying canned soda with her EBT, dumping all of the soda out in the parking lot, and then taking those cans and recycling them to buy diapers, because she probably allegedly, as we do as addicts, we hustle, we sell our food stamps, we steal, get gift cards, sell those on the street, and then when we're fine and when we're fixed, we then start scrambling. Oh, our kid needs to eat. Oh, our kid doesn't have diapers. Oh, I used all my welfare on rugs. That's what happened, okay? And if no one else wants to say it, I have no problem saying it. And I had my kid at 20 and was on assistance. And I used it and then got off of it as soon as I could. So I'm not judging, but some people make a lifestyle out of it and don't work because of they're living off of the government, and they're now having meltdowns because they're not comprehending the document in layman's term or watching the video that is in layman's term on the same app they're posting the video having the meltdown on. This is what is wrong with our country. Nope.
Yeah, so she lost her mind on that, but in a good way. And she said some of the things that people don't want to talk about when they're receiving these benefits. A lot of people, I don't want to say a lot of people, but a good majority of them do end up selling their EBT, which I think is the dumbest thing you can ever do on the planet. To sell EBT is just completely stupid. Why? Because you have to eat. And you're seeing people right now at the point where they're like, oh, you know what? I'll do anything to make sure that my kids eat and that I eat and that I continue to maintain getting a whole bunch of food that's not necessarily good for me. I mean, I would tell people like,
eat your vegetables.
if you look at the other video that I posted, there was people getting EBT and they was going over there and they was buying like the worst foods possible. The variety bag of Cheetos, Rice Krispie treats, fruit snacks, all like microwave meals. And it's like, okay. But then also you're selling them for like half off. So what she's saying, and then also these people could be drug addicts, like it wasn't her case. And she's saying the part that nobody wants anybody to know. So, you know, I thought she did pretty good. Her name is Morgan_Sierra over on TikTok. That's where you can find her at. I'm pretty sure she got more rants. So check her out real quick. ADHD mama saying the quiet things out. See, I ain't even, look, I was able to see that. She probably has a pretty real channel, actually. I could see her. She looks like somebody that doesn't care. She's probably been through a lot, had a lot of trauma throughout her life and doesn't care to explain it and say it and admit a lot of her faults. And you don't see that very often with people. So, you know, I think that that's something that should definitely be looked into. Yeah, everybody uses it. As far as the different races and stuff in the country, it's not singled down to one race or another who uses SNAP EBT. But for me, I think that the main one that we should be focused on is the healthcare. I think that's the most important thing as far as all of this that is going to be impacted. I think that we can people are going to find a way to eat one way or another. Now, they might find it by crashing out, but, you know, they're going to find a way, right? Absolutely. Now, I did want to look at this other lady before we get into some of the more, I don't know. Actually, let's do it like this. Let's check out, what do I got for time? All right, we're going to look at, you know, we could skip that. Actually, no, I do want to do this. Let's do this. Let's do this, lady. Let's do this one.
If you're not going to give people their benefits, then give them their full paycheck. Because
She's talking about the tax aspect of it.
On my check, please and thank you. So you mean to tell me I'm working. You're taking my taxes. Yet I still can't get my EBT that y'all are taking basically out of my fucking check. You literally cannot pay me to make it make fucking sense. Because if stuff is still getting taken out of people's checks, therefore money is still circulating and revolving, how are the funds not there to give people? If the funds aren't there for the people, then give us our fucking money and our taxes. Because what the fuck are they going to? If you're not going to give people their benefits, then give them their full paycheck. Because I would gladly take that $150 that gets taken out of my check. Please and thank you. So you mean to tell me, I'm working, you're taking my taxes, yet I still can't get my EBT that y'all are taking basically out of my fucking check? You literally cannot pay me to make it make fucking sense. Because if stuff is still getting taken out of people's checks, therefore money is still circulating and revolving, how are the funds not there to give people? If the funds aren't...
And I actually want to give her credit on what she said. And she brings up a stronger argument to the point where, let me get a better stopper.
There for the people.
We'll have it right there. So she brings up a really, and I want to know what y'all think about this. So the government shutdown happened, right? The shutdown happened. Cool. Fine. Whatever. But why can y'all not give the money out at this point, but you continue to take taxes? So I would say this, fine, y'all want to be shut down forever. Y'all don't ever have to open back up at this point. I don't even care. As long as the military's still intact and y'all ain't even fixing the roads and the streets. I mean, it takes us like 5 years just to build a bridge. So really, forget it. Stop taxing us. Like, yo, if the government shut down, since it's been shut down, they should not be able to take taxes out of anybody's check. And then I think we'd be good. But they're continuing to get paid. The people at the top are not losing the check. All the people that caused the shutdown, which are not the average humans, unless you want to look at it from the standpoint of that we voted for this, but whatever, we're going to push that aside. All the people at the top, right? They're still getting paid. And they're still making sure that our checks are siphoned. Yes, siphoned is the word. Taken without our consent. And, you know, here we are. They're not able to pay back the people, because some people actually pay taxes and receive benefits. If you're right in that niche, depending on how much you make or don't make, if you make like under a certain amount, let's say you make like $30,000 a year, you can technically get SNAP benefits and pay taxes at the same time. You can get Medicaid and pay taxes at the same time. You can get different assistance and vouchers and pay taxes at the same time if you're only making like $20,000, $30,000 a year. So I think it's very interesting what she said, and she brings up some larger points that we have to begin to consider. Now, with the time, we're going to get into the crash outs. But before that, I want to play this person because I thought she had a lot to say that was good. Let me make sure I got her right. Hold on real quick. Let me look at something real quick. I got to make sure this is correct. No, it's not that one. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
If you're not...
Okay, it's not that one. Hold on. I got y'all. Just got to make sure I can find it real quick, because this leads into everything that we're about to talk about, and I think it's really important. Okay, I got it right here.
Don't go.
All right. Because I talked about this in my video that I put out as a standalone video earlier, and we've kind of been talking about EBT leading up to this. So I've already basically said this, but I like to hear from the actual people, and I like to get everybody involved in our show. So let's go ahead and hear what she's got to say.
To the Walmart door greeters who like to take their job very serious and stop people.
Great advice.
Receipts, after November 1st, don't you stop now, motherfucker, because the attitude that they gonna have for having to pay cash for their items ain't gonna be nice. Okay? So don't don't go up there taking your job real serious and trying to get greeter of the motherfucking year and play Super Saver Walmart product because you seen some shit in the cart that wasn't on the receipt. Hey, these people are liable to beat your ass, okay? Don't get up there fucking with them people. Let them people push that motherfucking buggy out that door. It ain't coming out your check. That's a multi-billion-dollar company. They'll be all right about it. And the people at that self-checkout, that be monitoring. Don't be all up in a bitch business. If a bitch scan a T-bone steak for a bag of motherfucking dum-dum lollipops, they just did it. They trying to feed their motherfucking family. And times it's hard right now, and we ain't got time for you to be trying out here play Super Saver hoe a bitch and put you to sleep. Dang, girl.
So if you work at a grocery store, she has warned you. We'll go ahead and get her channel right there. That's her channel right there. I'm assuming that's the original video. So you can go ahead and take some advice from this woman right here. I've already given it to you in previous videos, but the basis of it is this, and what I said is that, you know, when you see the people that work at Walmart, oftentimes, especially if you're walking out without a bag, like if you got you buy like a vacuum cleaner or something like that, or a TV, they need to check your receipt and make sure that that matches up with the unbagged items possibly. And when you end up going through the line or going out the door, you'll usually see the people that are there. They're usually like handicapped. You might see someone in a wheelchair. They might have a talk box to speak out of their neck. Usually it's women. It's not going to be a big, strong guy that's ready for any type of confrontation, right? They don't have security guards at the door. Some of the hood Walmarts will have officer stationed somewhere close to the door. And more than likely that'll be the case going into November. But she's telling you, as workers in any store, it doesn't have to be Walmart specifically, although that's probably where the most ratchetness will happen. You need to protect yourself first. Walmart does not pay you to be security. You're not getting put your life on the line type of money at Walmart. So if you're seeing somebody skip scanning, look, go ahead and let the authorities know, and they'll catch up with them later, or they won't. But at this point, the way that people are beginning to act and show themselves to be complete lunatics, you might want to just take your time and make sure that you do not put yourself in harm's way. Now, we're going to begin to look at these people and see how they are moving. So I think it's very interesting that we understand what she said as a precursor and also some of my words and blend those all together and realize that people like this are out here, and it's very possible that you could end up losing your life over somebody not getting their food stamps. It's getting crazy, y'all.
Everybody going around saying that motherfuckers ain't getting food stamp next month. Mind you, bitch, I'm on food stamp. Let me tell you this right now. Donald J. Trump, I don't know what the fuck you got going on in that fucking house of yours, but bitch, you better fix it. Just because your ass going through some shit don't mean you gotta take it out on everybody else, bitch. Fix this shit right now. Let me not get my food stamps. Let me not get my food stamps. I'm going back to stealing. I don't care. If you leave your car unlocked in the middle of the night, lock it, bitch. Because if I don't get no food stamps, best believe me and mine's gonna eat regardless.
And I believe this guy. Y'all can think it's a joke. Y'all can think it's just satire. He would never put this on the internet if he didn't believe it. I believe him. When somebody tells you something, believe him. And when somebody cusses a lot, and we're going to see it throughout this, when people use cuss words as like 70% of the vocabulary, you can't trust them. You cannot trust them. And I actually think it's associated with low IQ. That's just me personally. The English language has so many different words to interject into your speech that you can get your point across very effectively without having to use profanity, which, you know, whatever. I'm not really talking about it from a profanity standpoint because every once in a while I do use curse words. My thing is this, is that when you're using the same words over and over, then it starts to associate low IQ. So if you do a lot of ums and ahs and likes and then you start to look a little bit stupid. So I think cuss words are similar to that. Now, regardless of what, however he speaks, this guy is letting you know what's going to happen if he don't get his food stamps. So you might want to be on the lookout for anybody that looks like the guy here. Now, we're going to go ahead and check this girl out here because she crashing out as well. So, hey, look, it's crazy right now. And it's just the people that's willing to put it out there. A lot of people are silent assassins. You know, they're thinking it, but they ain't going to put it online because they actually going to do it. These people are putting it online and they're going to do it, which is the crazy part about it.
Donald motherfucking Orange Man J. Trump. I'm gonna tell you just like this. What the fuck you mean? Who ain't getting their goddamn food stamps in goddamn November? Cause I'm getting my goddamn shit. I don't know about the rest of you motherfuckers, but I'm getting my shit. Cause I'm gonna tell you just like this. On Jesus Lamar motherfucking Christ, I will be at motherfucking Walmart with my steel toes on. in my motherfucking helmet, and I dare a bitch try to stop me from walking out that motherfucking
Hold
store
on
with
real
my
quick,
girl
bruh.
with my steel toes on, in my motherfucking helmet.
Where the hell she get that helmet from, bruh? She took the kids. Listen, man. Hey, look, she need to wear that all the time the way she acting. You don't just need to wear it when you going to steal. Put that helmet on and leave it on at this point.
And I dare a bitch try to stop me from walking out that motherfucking store with my groceries. Baby, I'm 250 pounds solid. Baby, you want to see a human bulldozer, baby? Because that's what the fuck I'm going to turn into. If you think you going to stop me from leaving out that goddamn store with my motherfucking monthly groceries, then I get every goddamn month. I ain't bothering no goddamn body, okay? Why the fuck is y'all bothering me and my goddamn food? I'm just so tired of his big back, bald head, cradle cap having ass. Shaped like a motherfucking penguin any motherfucking way, albino motherfucking walrus looking ass. I'm sick of him. Like, it's gonna be an episode.
All right, we're gonna stop it there. Bro, these people are serious. I know it might seem like I know it might seem like a joke to y'all, but when you play with people's food, there's no telling what they'll do. Whether they deserve to get EBT or not, whether they're selling it, she might be getting EBT, Snap, Link, whatever, and then going and immediately selling it for half off so she can go buy another helmet and some more steel toe boots, right? And some more hair. But that doesn't even matter. Yeah, anarchy's the word. Anarchy's the word. Well, it might over-describe it a little bit, but, you know, it definitely is something that we can look at and better understand that, yeah, because it's disorder. It's disorder and dysfunction within society. And it's basically going against the government and its tyrannical behavior, and then there's no lawlessness to stop it. So, yeah, anarchy could be the word, high value for sure. But, you know, we're looking at this and we're beginning to see that people are letting you know what they're going to do and believe them the first time. That's all I'm going to say. So if you're working at a store, I mean, this woman, she says she's 250. Bro, do you understand how big 250 is? Like, think of people that are in the NFL and they do this for a living. Regardless of how weak her chin probably is, she's still 250. Like, the circumference of her, when she says she's going to come through like a bowling ball, that's serious. If she gets a head of steam and she's coming at you, she can cause serious damage. And 250 is not anything that you want to play with. Even if you're trained, even if you're strong, it's still going to be a lot of resistance that you got to deal with. Now, we're going to go ahead and look at a few more because we got some more crash outs to get to. And yeah, I think we're doing okay on time. Let me see something. Okay, yeah, we're good. All right, let's check it out real quick. We'll go through at least like 3 more. I got like 15 loaded up, but I can't get through all of them.
Trump cutting off food stamps right before Thanksgiving, bad and all, but my people ran out of stores. With the cart full, I bet it's going to be some turkey on my plate. Ham, mashed potatoes, greens, dressing. It's going to all be there. Don't worry about it.
Do you really need all that, though? Like, for Thanksgiving? Like, you don't even know why you celebrate Thanksgiving. You don't even know what the origin of Thanksgiving is. I mean, a lot of people would say that you shouldn't even celebrate it, especially as possibly an indigenous person, as a black person. You might not even want to celebrate Thanksgiving at all just based off the history of it. It's like similar with like the 4th of July and Independence Day. Some people, when that was signed, were like actually literally in bondage and they were slaves. So it's like sometimes you got to understand the holidays that you're celebrating and even wonder why you're doing it in the first place. But, you know, most people don't understand that. Let's check this one out right here. No, I don't look at that one. Let's check this one out. We'll go through a few more. We got to get to our positive story too, so. And look, man, we're looking at it and we're saying, you know what, this can't be real. It can't be a joke. Well, the thing is like, nah, it's real. It ain't a joke. And people gonna figure it out one way or the other. But I'm just telling you, like, if you're working in these stores or anything like that, and we're still in the shutdown, these people are gonna act it out. And the crazy part is they're gonna do it on camera. They're gonna have one person recording them just because they're gonna feel like they're justified in doing it in the situation. So you're going to end up being a victim on camera. The best thing you can do is just be like, well, you already recording yourself doing the crime. Let me just stay out of it. All right, let's check this one out.
All I know is if they stop my food stamps, me and my man will be at the grocery store walking out with two big ass carts, and ain't bet nobody better do nothing because my man coming hard behind me, and it only take him one time to punch your ass.
Believe it. You see him right there on ganging him. He gonna knock your ass out. I'm telling you. That's what's gonna happen to you, bruh. And he letting you know right now. So don't say you wasn't warned. All right, let's check out like maybe one more. Then we gotta get out of here. What do I got? We could check this one out. Yeah, let's see what this one is. That's a long one. We'll look at a little bit of it. Let's see what we got.
EBT every month. And that was just with 4 children. To 0. Now, how the fuck am I gonna feed my children? Was the first thing that came to my mind. Then my inner voice was like, girl, you been feeding these children with or without food stamps before you got food stamps, so you could still do it. Like, I told y'all I was gonna take y'all to a food bank with me. When I tell y'all I just left a community event, I'm about to go to another one. I came home to take a break because, baby, it's hot out there. I told my children to Google some food banks that may be open or maybe open next week, you know, so I could take y'all with me. When I tell you they Googled it and they was taking me there, they was GPSing me, tell me why I pulled up at the food bank and with no food bank. So y'all gotta be careful with a GPS take y'all. Cause I went to the food bank and there was nothing there but an abandoned building on the other side. But the dot where the pin where the food bank's supposed to be at, it looked like what Pennywise lived in. It wasn't a church. It wasn't a building.
This is funny, bro.
It wasn't a house. It was a tunnel with trees and stuff grew over it.
Yo, we gotta stop it there. I did not expect that one. That was funny. I'm glad we could laugh after all of this. This woman is funny, man. What's her name? Tazuzi. You can see it right there in the corner. Go ahead and check her out. She might be a comedian or something. That was funny. I did not expect that one. Yo. That was fun, y'all. I got like a whole bunch more crash outs, but you know, to get through them all would be a daunting process, and I don't think we want to see much more of it. I think the sample size that we got was enough to understand that at this point, you know, and look, we'll do a follow-up to this because it's only going to get worse. This government shutdown don't happen, we're going to have actual footage of these people going crazy, and you will absolutely be able to get it here at Lunch and News with DotSale because I am always going to keep y'all updated with what's going on out in the world. And we had a lot of different stories that we want to cover today, but I thought this was one that needed to get covered now. Okay, we got to close out, but as always, we always leave on a positive note, all right? We always do something to give us the rest of the day in a positive light. So I actually want to follow up. If y'all were not here yesterday, y'all missed an incredible show. But if you just go back to yesterday's show for Monday, and you go to the end of the video where I always do the positive story, we talked about this kid right here. I'll actually pull him up. We talked about this kid right here, and he sent an accidental text. And this is the first video. Yeah, this video came out 8 years ago. You can't see it down there. But it was 8 years ago when this happened, and we watched this story. So now this is the follow-up. This is 7 years later, or 2 years ago from today, where they actually came back together. Let's just look at the first video real quick to have a quick recap of how they originally met.
Joy that two strangers can actually connect.
And this is over Thanksgiving.
Dench. Somebody's grandma, just not his.
He texted me back with his picture and said, "You ain't my grandma, but can I still have a plate?"
That's where you might expect the story to end. But like a true grandma,
I said, "Sure you can." I said, that's what grandmas do.
The two met last night, and Jamal's whole family is now.
So this was the first story. He basically thought he was texting his grandma, but he texted her on accident, and she responded like, "I'm not your grandma, but I am a grandma. You want to come over for Thanksgiving?" And he showed up, just complete strangers, just randomly texting. Imagine you pulling out your phone and just putting in some random digits, and then texting someone, and then all of a sudden, a few weeks later, you're having Thanksgiving dinner with them. That's what happened. So this is the follow-up to that story. Look at how he looks now. Look how she looks now. We're going to see them 7 years later still having Thanksgiving dinner together every year. It's incredible, and he's done great for his life. Check this out. This is awesome. I'm going to just let this one play through. I got to do some stuff in the background, and then I'll respond in a second. I want to get this whole video out. It's awesome.
Did you ever think you would still be talking about this 7 years on?
No, not at all. Right up front, Jamal.
When I first met Wanda Dench and Jamal Hinton in 2016, they were strangers, brought together by a mistaken text. The grandma writing, "Thanksgiving dinner at my house at 3. Jamal answering, "You're not my grandma. Can I still get a plate though?" The rest is viral legend.
Oh, I'm like her.
But what started as a mix-up and ensuing media frenzy has become a tale of something much greater.
He's literally changed my life and my point of view on young generations about being open to friendships when you think you have nothing in common with somebody. But when you just sit and talk to them, oh my gosh.
They talk throughout the year, meet for dinners. When Jamal started a business, he put Wanda on the billboard.
I've always told her whatever I'm doing, she's a part of no matter what it is.
They celebrate all sorts of milestones.
I accompanied Wanda for her first tattoo about a month and a half.
Tattoo?
Oh yeah, that's right.
And that's like BFF level when you're getting tattoos, right?
I guess it
Matching tattoos next.
Man, this story is so awesome, y'all. Like, when I seen the follow-up to this, I was like, we gotta get this. It happened so perfectly. Like, I mean, this is what we want to see in the world. This is what we want to see. And I'm gonna get to your comment in 1 second. We're gonna finish this up, and then I'll get to your comment.
They clearly have fun, but there have also been hard times. When Wanda's husband Lonnie died of COVID, Jamal and his girlfriend Michaela were there for her.
I heard some rustling at my front door and I opened it up, and Jamal and Michaela were dropping off a whole bunch of food and gifts and stuff. Hey guys, how are you?
The kind of friendship Americans can't get enough of.
And what is this I hear about a movie?
Yes.
Oh, we're not allowed to talk about it.
Their next adventure, a Netflix film in development. Of course, as life goes on, there are changes. Wanda is retiring and moving a few hours away.
So you'll be driving next Thanksgiving?
Yes, it's going to be at my house.
Already have plans for next year.
Other things haven't changed.
He is big on texting me, but I'm always like, just call me.
We're going to work on your text. Don't worry, we're going to work on your texting.
But sometimes, texting mistakes lead to exactly what you need.
I honestly don't know where, like, I would be sometimes, so it's amazing to have her as a friend and as my family.
A friendship for the ages.
Yo, like, I mean, when you see this, you know, and then you look at these two right here, and I just want to leave this up while I talk about this. You know, you see these two, and it's just like, you know, it's a match that you would never actually begin, because she could look at him and be like, oh, you know, young black guy, criminal, blah, blah, blah. This guy ended up starting a whole business, using her on the cover art of it all, and giving her all the love. When she lost her husband, he was there for her. I mean, she could have been like with nobody at that point, right? Or less people than she could have, having him and the other people that he's brought into his life that are great people. And he also could have did the same thing. Oh, old, mean, white woman, Karen, racist, blah, blah, blah. He didn't do any of that, man. They literally met each other on just a random text, completely by accident. And now here they are 7 years later, still supporting each other. And as she gets older, she has a young man that's going to be there to help her out going into her golden years. And she can also give him wisdom and be supportive of him as he builds his life up and begins to be a successful young man. And, you know, when I see this, it just lets me know that there's hope in certain sectors of the world. Although what we've seen today on today's show shows a lot of divisiveness and disdain for one another, especially possibly the government bodies towards the citizens that pay taxes. But regardless of that fact, we know that there is good in the world, and that's what we got to seek. We got to seek the good. We got to stay away from the evil, because if we try to engulf ourselves in nothing but negativity, we will become negative people. And that's why we always end on a good note under every circumstance on Lunch and News with DotSale. I would never send y'all off on a bad note. And also, I would not send y'all off without a great meal either. So that is why we had this today. And y'all got enchiladas. Y'all can just eat the pepper whole, although that might not be the best move, but, you know, got the tortilla ghost. I mean, it's really fun, right? So, you know, I always got to take care of y'all. I think that's one thing that is very important. Let me get to your comment real quick before we get out of here. They'll do anything for free food, you said. Everything that is except work, in my opinion. Yeah, we see that at different points. I think the only exceptions that we're going to make for that is going to be the elderly. Yeah, we got to give an exception to the elderly. I think if you're, 60? We're going to go 65, 75. If you're over that age, or if you are actually disabled, I mean like disabled, like you're missing body parts, like it's an obvious disability, not like you got ADHD or something like that, because they said I had ADHD and I ain't even have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just said I had it. They would have gave me whatever I wanted, SSI and all that. I ain't want none of it. I'm like, I'm totally fine. Like, I mean, yeah, I got a lot of energy. That's why I play basketball and football and referee and run around and work out and sweat, because I got a lot of energy. There ain't nothing wrong with me. I don't need your medication and Prozac and all that stuff they try to put me on. So shout out to my moms for never putting me on medication, for sure. But yeah, you know, it's crazy, bro. It's absolutely crazy. So I appreciate your comment. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are the best audience on the entire internet. It's not even close. Not even close. Y'all are incredible. Y'all are so intelligent. And I want you to be a part of our family. We are always here 5 days a week, no matter what, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, we're going to show up and we're going to get this news out. And then also, I have a lot of standalone videos, so feel free to check those out. All right, I got to get out of here. Like, comment, subscribe, share, the big four. Where we at? I always give y'all extra time, too. I be having to go, and I be giving y'all extra time because I love y'all so. And I appreciate y'all that been here the whole time. Like, ever since we started this, we've been going consistent for like 7 weeks. It's been crazy. Shout out to everybody that likes the Halloween theme. We're gonna look at the TV series tomorrow. I got y'all. We will look at the TV series tomorrow. But I gotta go today. Yeah. DotSale out.